So recently I put out a video expressing my disappointment with Earth Defense Force 6 for running or installing something onto my computer before I even knew what was going on. And I still don't know what that was. Some people have told me that it was probably the Epic Online Service thing, but I can't confirm that anywhere. But it doesn't matter, because we've seen the backlash that brought them. The game went to mostly negative instantly. Now they have since put out a statement saying that they were going to make changes to that requirement to have an Epic Games account to play online. But I'm not going to give them props for fixing something that should have never been a problem in the first place. But then why am I bringing it up? Well, while I was preparing for the next part of the Dragon Age Inquisition playthrough, I noticed that something interesting launches when I open up the game. It's this. Now, I know this as EA Origin, but they have since changed the name to something else. I'm not sure what they call it now. But it's essentially a game launcher for EA's own in-house games. And then I realized, oh, wait a second. I also still have The Division 2 installed. And you can't play that unless you have Uplay, which is Ubisoft's own version of a launcher. Now, a lot of people are going to think that that makes me a hypocrite. And I wanted to make this to explain that there's a very big difference between Epic Games, Electronic Arts, and Ubisoft. In that last video, I said that different people will have different tolerance levels for the Epic Games Store, the Epic Games Launcher, and things like that. I mean, after all, Fortnite is still incredibly popular. But the reason that these things are different, and I want to make this very clear, is everything that EA makes, they make. So if a game comes out on EA Origin, it's because EA made and published that game. And it's not just Dragon Age. It's also Battlefield, it's Mass Effect, The Sims. The same with Ubisoft. Ubisoft has, what do they have? They have The Division 2, they've got Assassin's Creed, For Honor, Rainbow Six Siege, I think that's Ubisoft. Might be EA. I sometimes get them confused. Epic Games doesn't do that. Epic Games buys out other developers. They say, here's a giant lump of cash. Your game is exclusive to our storefront now. If you see a game on Epic, it's because the developer more than likely got paid to make their game exclusive or temporarily exclusive to that store. And that's why I don't have a high tolerance for them. I made a conscious choice when I bought Battlefield 3 way back then, that I was going to tolerate EA Origin to play the game. I got to choose that. I got to choose with Uplay that it was worth going through that headache in order to play For Honor. It was a conscious decision on my part. Now, when I buy a game on Steam, and I open it up, and some other nonsense gets loaded onto my computer, I didn't get to choose that. That is the difference between these three. Choice. Now again, there's a personal tolerance level. If somebody buys Dragon Age Inquisition, and it doesn't say anywhere on the store, let me verify. Okay. On the store. Aha! So if you go to the Steam page for Dragon Age Inquisition, it says EA Play. So there's no surprise that when you install a game and you launch it, EA is going to pop up and do stuff on your computer. Now, it's not ideal, obviously. We would prefer it if that didn't have to be the case, or if you open up the game and then you got asked if you allow EA to do that, but at least it's a bit less of a surprise than nothing at all. Let's check the Division 2 really quick. There is it, Tom Clancy's The Division. Soft Base Game Awards of New York. Okay. The Division 2 is a little bit more of a different situation. Nowhere on the store page do I see them saying that you need to have Uplay, incorporates third-party DRM, requires an agreement to a third-party EULA. Now, it doesn't specifically say that you need Uplay. So we're going to use this as the example instead of Dragon Age. If you went to Steam and you bought the Division 2 for $39.99 and you installed it and launched the game, and it installed Uplay onto your computer, you would have every single right to be upset at that and ask for a refund for the game. Because nowhere on the store page does it say that you are required to do that, or that that's going to happen automatically. Now, I'm not sure if that's how that happens. It might ask you for permission first. I don't know. It's been too long. But it just depends on your personal tolerance for that thing. If you choose that you don't trust Ubisoft, and I don't blame you for that at all, then yeah, you'd be well within your right to demand a refund and be relatively upset for the time and wasted, because those refund requests don't happen instantly. Now, like I said earlier, EDF6 has walked back, or it says that they're going to walk back the requirement to have Epic Games in order to play online. But for me personally, I think that it might be a little bit too late. For everybody who can tolerate the Epic Games Store, they've for the most part played through it. I don't know how interested people are going to be at this point in time. The hype for it seems to be at its peak, and I feel by the time they get that taken care of, that will have died down. Another big issue is I bought this game on sale, 10% off. So instead of paying $59.99, I paid $53.99. I know, big deal. Well, it is a big deal to me. I value every single penny of my money. Every penny is worth something to me. Now, I don't know if after this particular experience, if I would say that I want to spend $59.99. I don't know if I want to spend $53.99 on it, but if they don't fix the Epic Games situation before the sale ends, then I am most definitely not rebuying the game. And even then, there's no guarantee that I'll rebuy the game, even if it is still on sale. Because the value that I thought I was going to get out of it, I didn't get. I can't use it for what I was going to use it for originally. So, this is to explain why there's no double standard going on, and that there's no favoritism either. You know, games that I like or games that I can tolerate don't get a pass just because I like them. I try to hold everything to the same standard. And I think that that's something that more people should strive to do. The industry's been getting away with this for way too long. Things are getting better, but it's still a slow process. And we still have to do our part. Anyway, let me know what you think about all of this down in the comments below. Are there any other games that have their own launcher that do some sneaky installs without telling you first? If so, I'd very much like to know. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all in another video.